You should always have backups as one of your rollback methods. So before starting any upgrade process, always take a backup of your database. However, don't rely just in this method because usually restoring and recovering a backup can take a lot of time. So backup should be one of your methods. So it's your lifesaver because you have your data there. You can use it to restore and recover your database if needed, but don't use this as your primary method. We are going to talk later on about some other methods. Just take the backup to be your life insurance there in case you need it, okay? But don't rely just on this method. So you should always perform a backup before and after the upgrade, not just before. When your upgrade finishes and you have your environment ready to start your production, also take a backup in that point of time, okay? If you have time to do so, take a level 0 backup. If you don't have time, take level 1. We know that level 0 backups sometimes can take much longer. However, level 0 backups are self-contained backups, which are much faster to restore if you need them. So that's why we recommend level 0 backups, simply because they are much, much faster to restore in case you need them, okay? If you cannot go with level 0 on level 1 backups, what we recommend you to use is block change tracking. With block change tracking, Oracle will track the changes that happens in your data file layer and will note down that blocks that changes in a file. So when you trigger the level 1 backup, it will look at that file and only move to your backup what changed. So it doesn't need to track to read all your data files to find what changed and take that backup. So sometimes the backup with blockchain tracking for terabytes of databases can happen in minutes, okay? Another thing that can speed up a lot the backup process is the partial offline backup. So the upgrade process does not touch user data. So imagine you have a lot of table spaces there, your system table spaces, which are system, sysops, and undo, and your users table spaces here represented by the users table space, okay? What you can do is you can put your users table spaces in read-only mode. Then you take a partial offline backup, meaning you just take a backup of your system table spaces and of course, plus the redo logs and the control files. You don't need to take backups of your users table spaces because they are in read-only mode. Then you start your upgrade process. Now imagine an odd scenario where you have some failure during the upgrade process and you need to roll back to that point in time before the upgrade. What you can simply do now is restore your backup, which only contains the system table spaces. So it's gonna be a very small backup and this is gonna be very fast. So once you restore them, you simply put your user table spaces back in read-write mode. So this is another strategy that can save a lot of time when you take your backups, okay?